couple of years ago, I was performing a marriage of a same-sex couple, and right before the ceremony started, the mother of one of the brides came to me and said, "Pastor, I really need to know, is this okay? I trust you because you're a pastor. Tell me that this is okay." And my question back to the mother was, is love okay? And is the way in which you share love and how you choose to be loved, is that okay? And she said, well, of course love is okay. And then I said, then would you admit that your daughter is in love with her partner and that you see love between them? And she said, yeah, I guess I do see love between them. And so I asked her, what's the difference between that love that you said was okay and the love that these two people are sharing with each other? And the mother kind of looked at me and said, I guess there really isn't a difference. And so she ended by saying, so it's about love. And I said, yes, it's about love. And then she sort of answered her own question and said, and so God is love? And I said, yes. Sometimes we confuse God's love and our religious tradition or our particular church. And if people can sort of have a conversation between those two, then I think we approach religion in a completely different way. Sometimes when a child is coming out to their parents, or the parent is trying to figure out how to deal with it, or even a person wants to come out themselves, they are going to that community to be affirmed. And am I okay as I am? Am I okay within my identity? And so who they are gets fractured based on somebody else's belief or their understanding of what God has created or not created. And so I think first and foremost, the first principle of advice would be know who you are and then start to find some level of comfort with that. And so you're not necessarily going for acceptance as much as you're going with information to say, I need to tell you this is who I am and this is how I feel I was created to be. And so the conversation becomes, how can you accept me into this community that's established, as opposed to, am I actually okay as a human being? One tip that I would have for somebody who is either living in a small town or is really struggling with how to deal with this within their own faith community is to make sure that they have done some research and some education around church understanding and religion and sexuality. Understanding it for yourself might give you even a way to have that conversation with your pastor or with your family, because they're going to have a scripture or a text or a book of some sort. And if you can have an understanding of that that's different, it may help with the conversation. At this point in 2012, there's over 6,000 open and affirming churches in the United States and even more around the world. And so I think for people who might be struggling with these questions, there's so many more organizations that are willing to come in and do workshops or do trainings or even just be there to have a conversation with people, or pastors that you can email, call, that may not even be in their church or their small town, that will still speak to the importance of these issues.